Oh, it's a big school of them, biggest school of them. I'm looking at the biggest, Marty. That's tea for us. You know, like the travelling part of it's good, but it's what you get up to. That's where it's at. Do I get them both? No, one's chasing the other one. Oh, right in the shallows. They were like in ankle deep water. This year's gonna be something else. G'day guys, welcome back to another episode. So, we've finally actually hit the road after a few months from when we left WA and come over here, and I had a bit going on to get done and that before I could set sail, but time has come. We've packed up. We're on our way down south to Mackay, catching up with some family and my little cousin. It was just purely a trip. I just wanted to go down and spend a bit of time with my cousin. It was actually the cousin I'm catching up with was the one I lost. It was Che. It was his little brother that passed away not too long back in the morning accident. So I was just heading down to see them guys and see how they were and that. And it was good. It was really good to catch up. I'm about to show you what we got up to. It escalated from camping to this boat trailer that the never-ending boat trailer build, I reckon. So it was only getting a paint job, and I was, you know, did a few things to it. Well, Che, being a boilie, he went right out with it, and let's just say he's turned a little on-road boat trailer into an off-road boat trailer that I will now have way more confidence in taking it where I want to go. So stick around to the end because I'll show you how it turned out, and it kind of looks nothing like it was. Like I said, I just purely went down to catch up with Che and that. So I didn't see any other mates, but I will be coming back down, so don't think it was the end. I'm definitely going back down there. I'm going to spend a lot more time down there, but when I do return, we're going to do a big camp trip and hopefully catch up with all my mates. But whilst I was in Mackay, I did get to catch up with the big fella, my mate Keith. It was a bit easier. It worked out well. I caught up with him one morning, so we just chilled out for a bit and that, and yeah. Then after that, it was off to Che's little business. He's got a little business he started with his brother. It's called Flat Out Mechanical and Fabrications. So Luke being the deadly little mechanic he was, and Che obviously being the awesome welder he is, they thought they'd start up a little thing together. Che is keeping it. For now, you'll see how he goes, I'd say. But he is also going to change his name. I will show his little business logo up there and that to give you a look. Right now he is still in Mackay, he's based in there, so if you need any welding or fabrication or anything like that done, he is a good little welder, and you're about to see, because what we did to that boat trailer was something else. Che also loves his speedway. He's actually got a page called O'Brien's Racing, so yeah, they go to quite a few meetings and all their events and that they like to put up on their page so people can keep an eye on it. So if you do want to see what he gets up to, other than the welding side of things, you can watch him race too. He races mod lights, they're called. I said to Charles, Che, what do you reckon you could do to this boat trailer? Pretty much the main thing is I wanted to strengthen the drawbar, as I was telling you before. And he said yep, and we got talking and we figured out an idea, and then well, away he went. It did escalate. So went all out with it. He lengthened it a little bit for me as well, but how he did the drawbar was a hell of a lot better now, because it gave me more real estate on the outsides, which I was telling you that I wanted to move the tyres and that as far as I can back to get it off the drawbar, off the end of the drawbar. What he ended up doing turned out really well. You know, it obviously strengthened it a hell of a lot, allowed for me to put the spare tyres back further towards the back of the boat, like I was saying, to take that weight off the front. And I like it because he actually puts thought into it. Like, it's not just like, yeah, that'd work, or you know, what else did you want? He actually put his 2 bids in as well, and yeah, he really does take pride in what he does. And after the first arvo, managed to get the drawbar done, and we ended up calling it for the day. And he said, what are you doing tonight? You want to head out to slot cars? We ended up going out to slot cars. I haven't been to slot cars and I don't know how long. Obviously, you know, Che's into his speedway, so makes perfect sense. It was actually a really good night to chill out with him and that, and yeah, have a look, and there you go, pretty quick. The next day, before I went to the shed again, wanted to go down to the beach, so I went out to a place called East Point. East Point has a lot of meaning to me, and it was actually at this spot that I pulled the pin. I said to myself, like, it was 08 or so, I said, I want to go camping, but I want to go camping and I don't want it to be a trip where I've got to pack up and go home and go back to the norm. So I ended up going into work the next day saying, I'm going to give me 2 weeks notice. So at the time I had the best bosses, real good foreman too. That goody looked at me and he goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to go Camp Australia. Yeah, rightio. And you know, I knew I could always go back to him and that. But I said, no man, I reckon I'm going to do it, eh? So I let mum know. And you know, it is a big thing to quit your job, because it takes you all that time to try and find a job. And you know, I thought, shit, yeah, I'm about to quit my job and not have a job. And at that stage, you know, that's the norm. That's what you worry about, them sort of things. But realising it was more easy to get work whilst I was living this way than it was living in one spot, because one spot you're limited to the work around you. When I was on the road, you would never not get work, you know. I realised how much of it there was out there. So it was that time that, yeah, I pulled the pin on my job, and yeah, I set sail. And let me tell you, I didn't have a lot in my bank or full camping. I realised the longer I did it, the more I wanted, you know, to make it comfortable, because there was no such thing as if you're going out and you have a bad couple of nights camping and you think, can't wait to get home. Well, I knew this was going to be home for a long time to come, so I had to, you know, you have to yeah, make it as comfortable as you could. So this was the spot, Old East Point, where I bit the bullet and took off, and I do not regret it. And while I was out there, couldn't believe it, these fellas.
Yeah, boy!
Hey, how good is that? 2 mates having a ball and paying off. Anyway, following day, back into it again. Yes, I went all out and I got new springs. I did end up getting rid of the slipper springs, and I was given the opportunity to go eye to eye, and little cousin did it for me. And what he actually did for me too is instead of just putting the hanger straight onto the box section of the actual trailer, he had 50x50 angle, and I think, don't quote me, I think it was either 4 or 5 mil. So now he actually put the hangers, welded the hangers to that, and then yeah, welded that whole section onto the actual main trailer chassis itself, which not only is better for that suspension, now it's pretty much braced that trailer itself as well, putting that angle in, so that's made it stronger as well. And then one other thing he didn't like, pretty thin around that section, and he goes, oh, I've got an idea, I can cut out a plate that'll fit inside it. And it made a hell of a difference, you know. It really did strengthen it up a shitload. So there's another section I'm not worried about anymore. And it turned out good. He's pretty much tampered with the whole of this trailer from the rear all the way up to the drawbar. Is got extra strength in it. And yeah, after he finished the boat trailer and we end up putting him all back together, getting ready to take off camping, he had another job he just wanted to finish off. And he was actually telling me, he goes, one of his dreams or one of his things he'd really like to do, make speedway cars like full time. Be able to be in a position where, because that's what he loves doing, you know, he loves doing anything, but he really likes that sort of thing, and that's fully understandable. And I hope, given the opportunity, that's what happens for him down the track. But he's on a good wicket at the moment. He's got a good thing happening for him. You know, I met one of his bosses at his other job, and he's pretty cool. He's pretty laid back, and yeah, I'm just glad he's got close mates there that can be there for him, especially after going through what he's just been through and still going through. When does it ever end, you know? But as long as he knows there's always someone out there to have a chat with. That goes for his mum and dad too, and anyone else. But anyway, while he was doing that, I got a new steering rack for my ute, so I managed to fit that and zip down to the local tyre shop, which was just up the road, and get that fitted. So that was a bonus. Cheers to the guys. And then, well, we went out camping. We didn't get out there till late, went to another spot, but she was pretty full, so we ended up coming out to one of my favourite little spots. And not only that, the last time Che's been to this spot was with his brother. So brought back memories for him as well, and I'm sure Luke was sitting there having a camp with us and having a few cold ones. I knew we were going to have a few drinks that night, so I thought we'll get a bit of tucker ready for us now. So I put it on, threw it in that little thermo cooker, and let it do its magic while we could play and have a good time. And to top it off, we went for a walk earlier that day and we seen a turtle up on the beach, and we got talking, and it was Che's actual first turtle that he's ever seen in the wild, so I'm glad that happened for him. And I knew he liked it because he always wanted to go and check up on it and that. So he went down there, got some photos so he could show his missus and young ones. It was good. Then after that, we just pretty much lit a fire, wanted to chill out, have some drinks, have a good old feed when it was ready, and then just have a yarn. Again, mate, thank you. I had a good week or two down there with yous. It was good to catch up. Yeah, I hope you had a good time out camping, and you wait till I return. It's going to be a longer trip, so be ready. But I want to show you all what he's actually done now. This trailer has turned out really good. So we've gone and we've extended about 250 mil the jewel bar. He's put in all this section, you know, like a proper A-frame trailer. No single jewel bar anymore. Again, it's allowed me to move the majority of the weight back behind this winch, because now I have more real estate up the side, which has worked out really well. The weights, there's not a whole lot of difference from when it was before, because obviously I had the spares right up, yeah, and all that stuff. And I added extra material, but yeah, there's not a big difference at all there. So it's worked out really well. Obviously down here, where we've mounted the spare tyres, he strengthened this up for me. Made a big difference doing that. And you remember about me wanting 16s? I just didn't have the room to house the spare tyres. Well, after doing this little mod, it's allowed me to house a 16. So to top it off, I had the 14s, which my uncle wanted, and uncle had 16, which I wanted. So we did a complete swap, and they sit in there well. They fill out the gap a lot more, I'll tell you that. Check that out. Yeah, it worked out really well. And not only that, now it's allowed me to air down a bit more, you know, a bit more confident to let these bad boys down a little bit more than I would with me 14s. Tyres pretty much going to spin at the same rate, so less wear and tear on the hubs. Yeah, it's just a bit more clearance underneath. I did have the spring over on the last setup, but now I'm changing the suspension. I've gone back under, so the actual axle goes inside the spring. Yeah, I couldn't believe how big of a different size they were. Them other ones, slippers that I had, just look like toys compared to these. Now he's plated all that. That's how he's strengthened up that section in there that we were talking about. I don't know how much you can see under there, but they look vicious or what? Here's a look at the back. Yeah, it turned out good. It turned out really good. Done a brilliant job, mate. Anyway, now we got to get out there and test it, don't we? And we are out and about now. So if you want to see where I'm at, don't forget, tune into our next week's episode, and probably give you a bit of a rundown on all the new stuff, you know, I've done and how it's working out and that. But for now, I'm gonna have a few drinks and sit back and admire this trailer a little bit more. I can't stop staring at it. I am stoked how it's turned out. Like I said, guys, if you want to follow him, see what he gets up to, O'Brien's Racing. I've actually got a shirt on now. So he shows up these little videos and that, and photos of, yeah, when he goes racing. He actually wants to film it too, you know, so yeah, I hope he does and gets a bit of footage of what it looks like on the inside of them race cars. I reckon it should be adrenaline. Anyway, guys, I think it's that time of day. Not 5 o'clock, but it'll do. Too good not to while I'm out here. Go mix a coldie, put on some music, and yeah, see how the arbor goes. Then, cheers, eh? I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks, guys.